Hi guys, welcome to Truth Heals 1111 with your girl Chloe, and we are back with another general collective reading. Now this is just a predictive reading. Only take what resonates in this reading. What does not apply, allow it to fly. I hope each and every one of you are feeling confident, determined, successful. At the mindset of where you find your success. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for watching my channel. And thank you for your support. I'm back. It's been another week. So we're gonna do readings back to back to back because everybody is in different places as far as where they're at in their journey. This reading is going to allow you to see what is currently going on with you and what is currently going on around you. Again, only take what resonates in this reading. Now, the tarot card readings does not dictate gender, does not dictate good versus evil. This is a judgment-free zone. I love and respect each and every one of you. I see each and every one of you as my family members. If we were close, I need to let you know what's going on, whether this will be past, present, and future. I didn't watch any other tarot card readings. I'm to tap in. I'm going to also express some downloads that I received this past week. And if any of these downloads may resonate with you, you're just feeling the energy, or you're picking up on my energy signature. I will respect that. But no, I do not give you permission to tap in on my personal energy. So I did pray, I did cleanse the cards, and we are going to tap in. So let me pull up to my desk and let's see what is currently going on in the collective general predictive reading. I'm going to use the same cards as I did yesterday for my first reading. This is the first reading we're going to do is we're just going to go on a limb and we're gonna see what the story what story is gonna play out. So collective for the first download that I got, right? Is Spirit wanted me to give you the message. If you're a spiritualist, religious, a healer, a lover, a nurturer, whatever it is, Spirit is asking you to innovate yourself, meaning bring something new to whatever you're doing, invent something, be creative, be spontaneous. Attraction is built off of promotion. If you're love and light or your darkness and everything else, again, whatever energy that you are in, Spirit is wanting you to innovate yourself, reinvent yourself, bring something new to the table that makes people want to come in closer to hear the spiritual messages. As far as for the where we're going, if you have done any type of transformation work, the healing work, you're healing these wounds and everything like that, Spirit is asking you to not give up. I kept hearing don't give up, and especially when I have a lot of things going on, I just want to take a break. I want to lay down. I don't want to do nothing. And then later on, I regret for not doing it. So Spirit is asking you to not give up with whatever current situation you are in. Um, Listen here. For the past readings, I kept hearing about karmics and things like that, right? God does not forget his children. God gives grace and humbleness to people that turn away from doing evil, malicious things. So if anybody is going through that shadow darkness, so just remember, God has not forgotten about you, or whatever power greater than yourself that you subscribe to. Again, you are not forgotten. Whatever you're going through, get through it. Hopefully it'll challenge you to be better than who you were yesterday. Um, what else do we have going on? We have opportunities coming in. Let your intuition guide you into the next journey, the next phase of your life. Now, we're going to go over shifting timelines. Now, if you take a look back at where you were at a year ago, 2 years ago, and you've realized that you have made some positive changes in your life, keep going. When you look at the changes that you making within yourself, and you're doing something different, you're starting to be disciplined, self-control, self-aware, things like that. When it comes to evolution and growth, you can shift your timeline. You can go higher, but once you start going higher, there's no reason to turn back around and go low. Unless you're a deep person, and you can balance your shadow with your light. Um, Again, in order for me to find my light, I was once in the dark as well. So for anybody that's in that shadow energy, you are not alone. We have Most of us have always we have all been there in the darkness too. We were once karmic. Um, I was. Keep that a buck, you know. And I did some horrible things to people, but also I received karma where people did some horrible things to me, and it was a lesson well learned. It taught me at that moment who people, places, and things, and what I had to experience was a lesson that I was going to be able to utilize later on in life. So anything you are experiencing is a lesson to help you transform, and your story is what's going to help other people that are coming up behind you that may go through that same situation like yours. So again, the universe, the Most High, you are not forgotten. If you are going through some sort of spiritual lessons, learn the lessons, get through them. Some of these lessons are heartbreaking. They're emotional. They get you to look at things you don't want to look at, hear things you don't want to hear, see things you don't want to see. But don't run from it. Continue to face any obstacles, adversities, anything challenging you, or challenging your thoughts or your emotions. Get through them, feel them, understand them. That way you can learn a powerful lesson so you can transform a life. Um, People that I would never have guessed that I would have gained my wings if I would have never just stopped, taken a moment, and wanted something better for my life when it comes to growth, evolution, leveling up, being successful. I thought I can always take the shorter way, the quicker route. And it seemed like every time I took few steps forward, I always took 10 steps back. Nothing is never accomplished the easier way because you miss the journey. So Spirit is wanting to tell you to not try to take the easy road, but take the road less traveled. If there's a poem by Robert Frost, it's called "The Road Less Traveled." If you would like to look that up, read the poem. It's crazy how we all in our shadow self become followers, right? We want to be a part of, we want to be seen as, we want to be known as. It was always about superficiality, but those things come and go. The thing that lasts forever is the memories that I have made and how I keep becoming a better person. I become a smarter person. I become a more um, I start to have dignity about myself. Not saying that I don't get tested, I still do. Nothing is perfect. Life still gives me obstacles and challenges. But today I'm smarter and wiser to get through those certain situations. So wherever you are at in your journey, you have knowledge within yourself to get through any type of challenges, obstacles, and adversity you're facing. And again, um, if the universe and God wanted to take you out, you would have been gone already. Okay, so we wake up and we're grateful that we get to live another day and experience these types of things. I love each and every one of you, my family, my friends. You're not the collective to me, you're family. And whether you're in your shadow, whether you're in your light, I forgive anybody, everybody, right? I take it as that's who you are. But that's not going to make me or break me. Um, Another thing that I was hearing is about the gossip, the slander, the lying, the cheating, the da 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 da. Da. Okay, I've been there and done that. I worn those same shoes. But as I'm older, more mature, and more wiser, I understand that, listen, I got bills to pay. I have to keep a roof over my head, food on the table, clothes on my back, gas on my table. I am not about to entertain. And I heard the readings, right? And then what was so bad about it is that to my brothers and sisters on YouTube, um try, if you're open to feedback, try not to take on that energy within your experience yourself. I did notice that some of my brothers and sisters were getting emotional, and as empaths, I can understand. But the course of the whether these things that you're reading, because some resonate with me, right? And it's not to where I should be affected by anything that comes out with the tarot card reading. I'm non judgmental. I can't. I understand. I feel sympathy for people that are bullies, people that lie, people that cheat, people that gossip. That's just the mindset that people are in. Um, they have the opportunity to change. But if even then, when people don't want to change and they want to stay the same, they end up missing out on these golden opportunities in life, in which we pick them up in the tarot card reading. Just because what's in the cards, and you're reading it, do not try to let it affect you in your judgment. I forgive. I hope, to my brothers and sisters, if it triggers something from the past that you're reading, I hope that you are able to forgive the situation as well. And we're going to pray for the people that were innocent, the people that are good people, the people that are, again, minding their own business and staying in their own lane. Nobody wants to feel pain, but again, how would we ever learn if we never felt it in the first place? Um, I did a lot of introspection, self reflection, to even from in my life, in my past. I've done people wrong, people have done me wrong. But I keep forgiving, right? I forgive myself because of how I involve myself, but then I forgive other people because that was not never a reflection of who I am. It's a reflection of their character, their morality, their mindset. It doesn't change anything about what's happening to me, and moving forward. Now, when it comes to magic, um, when anybody is in the North Node, and because I went through this while I was going through my spiritual awakening, I knew that somebody was doing candle magic on me, which, I did my protection magic, but I knew it. My intuition, I got the visions and the downloads, right? So there's, nobody can come back and say, I'm sorry, because you knew what you were doing when you were doing it. Um, what I will say this is I made it through. I had faith. I stayed strong in my faith. I practiced a lot of return to sender, but I also learned protection magic as well. Um, Yes, it was an experience of learning and getting through it and getting out my head, getting out of my heart, feeling what I needed to feel. But again, my resiliency, my willingness, my strength, my determination was not going to allow any of that to happen in my life. If that relates to you, collective, and you feel like you're being spiritually attacked or you're being spiritually set back or held back, just know who you are as a person. You are stronger than you think. You are loved by people that love you. You're confident. You're determined. Keep that positive mindset. And when you have to, if you keep going through these things and you kind of feel like there is something being thrown at you, remove yourself. Um, and just keep working through healing, because nobody can attack anything that's healed. Nobody can make you feel any type of way if you have already fixed that part of you that hurts. But again, I love each and every one of you. Let's tap in. We're gonna use the I don't care. Um, let's see what is going on in the collective reading. What is going on around you currently in this energy? Spirit, ancestors, most high, give me the truth and the clarity in this situation. Show me the truth and the clarity in what's going on in my family and friend situation. I have guilt free. Guilt free. Some of you may be feeling guilty. Somebody here needs to release guilt and become guilt free. We cannot change the actions of the past, but what we can do in this moment is change our actions in this present. If I know that I have come across and I have hurt set person, place, or thing, I can understand and make amends with myself for the behavior and the mindset that I had for hurting set person, place, or thing, but I have to let go of the guilt. What's done is done. I can't take what I have done back. All I can do is just try to become a better person within myself. If some of you are feeling guilty for some sort of actions towards person, place, or thing, Spirit is asking you to become guilt free. You may be holding on to guilt as well. Don't turn back. Don't turn back. Guilt free, don't turn back. Just because you make amends and you forgive yourself or you forgive other people in your life that have hurt you, this does not mean keep looking back at it to hold on to the pain. Once you recognize whatever you're hurting from and you see the actions that were taken in that, there's your part that you played and there's other parts that people played. You can't manipulate that storyline. What is the truth in that situation? How did things really play out the way that they played out in your life? Be honest with yourself. And when you're honest with yourself, you're able to really take a look at these things that have created the mental and emotional turmoil that is going on with you. But again, once you do that, once you take a look back at it, and it's almost like becoming a detective in the case of what you went through. And you're going to investigate every piece of information of how you were involved, how others were involved. And then you're really going to put the puzzle piece together to see that maybe some of that guilt that you're carrying was not guilt of your own. What could have happened to you does not derelict what you deserved. Um, at the same time too, you have to understand that there are some sick people out here in the world, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, sexually. Sometimes people and I can relate to where people just are very selfish and self-centered because it's dog eat dog world. But when you operate out of your love and your logic, it's going to make sense to you to recognize these people, places, and things so you can actively avoid set people, places, and things and not get caught up in that tangled web. What else, Spirit? Doing nothing is fine too. Doing nothing is fine too. In the Bible, it says when people do you wrong to turn the other cheek. Sometimes what makes you the bigger person is just to walk away. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. Just walk away. When you separate yourself from people's lives, right? That's going to speak volumes. People are not going to have the closure that they need, and they're going to take a look at themselves of how and why you walked away. Right? What pushed you away? What made you walk away? Yeah, when you walk away in silence from, especially if you're struggling with something, you're going through something, and you don't have the right people around you, walking away in silence is going to speak volume. But it's also going to speak volume within yourself. You're going to have to ask yourself, do you truly really love yourself and have the strength and the courage to walk away from something that's not mentally and emotionally supporting you how you need to be supported? Before you walk away, or you really decide within yourself that you would like to heal from around people, places, and things that have happened to you in your past or currently in your present. um Spirit is asking you to sleep on it before you make a decision. Sleep on it. And it's good to self-reflect. It's good to pray and really, take a look at the situation that you are currently in. Pray about it. Have faith that everything will always work out for you. What doesn't kill you is always going to make you stronger. And then think about a way to, absent yourself from people, places, and things that no longer serve a purpose. Or even if you're healing from the past, when you're ready to heal, it comes to, it comes to like being in between a rock and a hard place that's really going to push you to want to make a difference within yourself. What else do we have going on? Say it louder. Say it louder. Sometimes the only person you have in your life to fight for who you are, what you stand for, anything that you're going through in this journey, where you want to go, the destination, whatever your passion, your purpose is. Sometimes you got to say it loud, but you got to say it to yourself. If you're around that person, place, or thing, and you deserve better. You got to speak that, and you got to speak that loud. You got to tell yourself, I deserve better from the top of your lungs. Nobody needs to be struggling. Nobody needs to be mentally and emotionally messed up. Nobody deserves any of that. But it's the courses of the decisions that people make that put us in these situations in which we face mental and emotional issues. I do have a question for you though. Can you accept the fact that maybe you have made some wrong decisions in your life, um, or that you were influenced by other people to make wrong decisions? Because when you can admit to yourself, hey, I'm not perfect, we all make mistakes and I made some wrong decisions and I need to work on myself to heal. That is self awareness. It's not about being accountable, but it's about being self aware. Accountability will come in later on when you experience more things in life and you start to see where people will show up in your life and they'll try to get over on you, and you'll want accountability for their behavior. So, again, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I got just fuck it. Sometimes we encounter people, right? And we don't think people, um, we want the best for people. We want to surround ourselves with people, places, and things that we support but also support us. But when it comes to show that things are not fair, things could be one-sided, there's some sort of injustice, sometimes you just gotta say fuck it and you gotta walk away. Take that L, take it with pride. It didn't make you and it didn't break you. What it actually does is it made you stronger to realize who people, places, and things are that show up in your life. There's no loss, right? There's no loss when you remove yourself. When you remove yourself, you now show people that it's not you that lost anything. It's them that lost you. Stop doing so much. Stop doing so much. You could have been the type of person that did so much for other people, whether you're in the light or whether you're in the dark. Everybody, we do a lot for the people that we love. Sometimes those same people that we do for are undeserving of it because they become attached to what we do, and it's a loss of respect because they don't understand the work that you have to do in order to bring these things to the table. You need to understand, if you have that spirit within you where you like to be active, you like to support your family, your friends, you like to be around them, but you really got to stop. You slow down, take a look at who you support, who supports you. It's the same thing that you're doing, are other people doing for you. We're not spirit. Sometimes you got to see you failed somewhat. You failed somewhat. If you can't accept the fact that you failed, then what makes you not human? We all win and we all lose. Not everything's gonna be a win-win situation in life. Even the things that you thought you truly wanted the most, sometimes that's a lesson of, it's a loss. And you gotta swallow that. That's a hard pill to swallow. You lost something and there's no way you can get it back. So, if you have failed at something, or you feeling like you failed and you feel guilty about failing, maybe swallow that and move forward. Dopamine, dopa go. You could be doing things to make yourself excited to not feel anything right now. You are putting things in your body, or you could be very active at doing something to make your dopamine levels go up. Just because your dopamine goes up does not mean that the problem still does not exist. The problem is always going to be there until you decide to fix or heal a problem. You're going to constantly deal with it. So whether or not you still want to go through the same mental and emotional turmoil you're going through, or do you just want to just say, listen, I'm tired of going through it. I either need to fix it or heal it. When you make that decision, you're no longer chasing dopamine, but you're chasing the solution to a problem. Okay. What we got going on, collective, what is in your energy? What we got going on? Spirit ancestors, show me what is going on in this energy. High stakes, gamble, risk, consequences. Under guilt free. So you gambled something that brought you some sort of gamble, risk, consequences, with guilt free and consequences. So you gambled something. Did you know what you were gambling? What is don't turn back? Mm, cord cutting. Cord cutting, breaking free from negative influence, sever energetic attachments, and reclaim your power. So this is what you need to do. You need to break free from negative influences, sever energetic attachments, and reclaim your power. And this is falling under don't turn back. So once you cut the cord, you remove negative influences, you reclaim your power. You can't turn back. What is doing nothing is fine too. I got the blue lotus. Expanding your consciousness, spiritual awakening, inner peace, lucid dreams, mindfulness, third eye cleansing, stay calm, cool, and collected. So doing nothing is fine too. Hey, collective, sometimes if you got to separate yourself from people, places, and things, not do anything, and get yourself back in order, that's you taking care of yourself. That's you starting to love yourself. That is you wanting to be a better person. You ready to say, okay, I'm ready to stand up and be the best person that I can be, whatever it's going to take. It's going to take a lot of strength and courage. After that point that you make the decision, it's going to take faith, strength, and courage. What is sleep on it? Show me sleep on it. What is sleep on it? Sleep on it is unshaken presence in the chaos. Unshaking presence in the chaos with sleep on it. If life feels chaotic for you right now, sleep on it. The unshaken presence of the chaos. Separate yourself. Get out of that mental and emotional storm that you've been putting yourself into. In order to clear your thoughts, sometimes you really need peace and quiet, and to you can only deal with one thing at a time. If you have a lot going on that feels very chaotic in your life, just know that you can only take care of one thing at a time. And that is in regards to you. You can't fix how anybody thinks, how anybody feels, what anybody does. The only thing that you can do is fix yourself. What is saying it louder? And I will say this, I used to think in my journey that the people in my life was for a reason, that they were always going to come with me in my journey because I had that energetic cord of love, right? And then even when people decide to do something very spiteful or, make me feel some type of way, make me think some type of way, right? I always used to want to, well, let me prove to you, right? And it still was never enough. I have learned that in my journey. Um, and I'm much older now, like a lot of things that I had to fight alone. A lot of things I had to be alone. A lot of things that happened to me, I was left alone. Nobody was there to help me get through it, but I still got through it. I understood the situation for what it was. I understood the part that I played and the part that people played in my life. And what's so troublesome is, really feeling the emotions that came with the mental thoughts, not understanding why, how, what did I do? Why did you? These questions like that really shake up my nervous system, right? Um, Especially when I want success, I want love, I want support, I want freedom, I want happiness, I just want like people like me. But unfortunately, the world doesn't work like that. Everybody's always going through something. And, when you don't know how to fix a problem, including me, I'm left with the thoughts and the emotions. But again, I stopped reflecting on other people, places, and things, and I turned inward and I started to take a look at myself in this situation. Why was I in it in the first place? So what is say it louder? Oh, say it louder is clarified by the sweet life. Say it louder. When you're going to say it loud, I am done. I am ready to heal. I am ready to get through this situation because where I'm at in this current journey, I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled. I'm not motivated. I'm not where I want to be right now. You have to sing that. You have to speak life into yourself. Even when you have no one around speaking life into you, you have to speak it into yourself. And when you speak life into yourself, the rewards of speaking life into yourself is indulgence, pleasure, comfort, fulfillment, and a carefree life. And yeah, but because when you start loving yourself, you start protecting um you start protecting you. You just don't allow certain people, places, and things to come into your life and flip your world upside down. You start to stand on business, standing your truth. This is what you're going to allow. This is what you're not going to allow. Again, the now I do have another question for you. Whether or not you're here in this moment, everything comes with a sacrifice. When you want better, you know better, you do better. But sometimes you have to sacrifice an old version, old past people, places, and things. Sometimes you have to make that sacrifice. If you're not happy in your current situation, I really need to ask you and be honest with yourself. What are you willing to sacrifice? Everything is a sacrifice when it comes to personal freedom, happiness, loving yourself. Um, are you okay with being alone? You're going to make some sacrifices here. Are you willing to give up certain things that you were connected to that brings you like the cycle of being up and down in life, the cycle of having a impoverished mindset, the cycle of fighting for love, the cycle of people doing intentional things to break you and hurt you. You really need to take a look at yourself because as soon as I'm not even gonna lie, when I used to give people chance after chance after chance, but maybe after my last heartbreak, baby, them chances were gone. I'm not giving nobody no more chances, when people come into my life, there's some rules and some codes. And if I'm loyal to you and I'm honest with you and let's keep this a buck. I'm not perfect, but you prove that you're an enemy in my camp. Maybe you're gonna be sacrificed, and there's no coming back to do the same thing to me again. I'm not going to allow that. Well, depending on the nature of the behavior, the mindset, and the person's character of what they did. But again, there's certain rules and codes when it comes to self-love. And when you love yourself, you're just not going to allow people to come into your life and wreck shop. So what is just fuck it? Just fucking F it. I don't care anymore. Sometimes you gotta say, I don't care. When you get tired of fighting for love, when you get tired of fighting for success, when you get tired of fighting for a family and friends and money, having a good career, where you want to go in life, that's where competition starts to come in because, it's a feeling of being insecure, being inadequate, not being enough, not feeling enough. And when you encounter somebody that's doing something for yourself, for themselves, it becomes a personal threat to you. Don't make it a personal threat to you, but let it invite you to encourage yourself to, do better. If you see somebody doing it, just don't compete with that person. But just figure out what you like to do so you can get to that level. When you start to um, hold on to the thoughts of insecure, you start to be unavailable to certain things that you need to focus on within your life. When you decide that, you want somebody else's world, that world may not just be meant for you. That's not the type of shoe you're supposed to wear. So when you're competing because you're looking at somebody else, you're really stopping yourself from opportunities. You're stopping yourself from growth. You're stopping yourself from evolving. You're stopping yourself from having authentic, real love. You're stopping yourself from having those dreams that you've always wanted to manifest for yourself come true because you're trying to compare yourself to somebody else. So when you say just F it, eyes like ancient gateways. When you can see eyes like ancient gateways, accurate perception, insight, and awareness. Correct. Correct. You got to be able to see the bigger picture of life, right? What can you bring to the table? If somebody is successful, you got to ask yourself, if you want to work with somebody, what can you bring to the table that's going to give you the opportunity for growth and elevation and success? This is not competing to take somebody else's shine, but this is thinking about, okay, if I partner up with so and so, what can I bring to the table that's going to elevate me and this person to move forward? When you get into the spirit of competition, you are going to surround yourself with other energies that are going to see exactly what you're doing, and they are going to you're susceptible to so many other energies that you may not even be in alignment with, but because they're around you, that's what you're going to attract. And as soon as you think you're earning something, those same people will be the same ones slipping it out of your fingers. Be mindful. What is stop doing so much? Stop doing so much. What is stop doing so much, Spirit? Show me stop doing so much. Oh wow. Okay, that's too many cards. I mean, stop doing so much is clarified by an unhealthy relationship. Unhealthy relationship. Stop doing so much. Unhealthy relationship. Harmful and destructive, abusive, violating boundaries. You could be in a unhealthy relationship. This could be people, places, and things, not just boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. This could be family. This could be siblings. This could be kids. This could be career, jobs. This could be the things that you have an unhealthy relationship with, and you're doing too much. What is you failed? So what? So you failed. So what? Take the L, swallow the pill. What is this? Rituals, magic, spell work. Rituals, magic, and spell work. You failed. So if you're the type of person that does light, dark magic, whatever you were trying to do using magic, you failed. Take the L and stop doing magic. You can't do magic on just anybody and everybody that you think you want to do magic on, whether that is in love, attracting money, evil eye, casting hoodoo, voodoo. Magic rituals were used for healing purposes. And those healing purposes were people of the light, people that were good people, and that was supposed to protect good people, not hurt people. You know, if you look back at your ancestry and we're culture people, we came from slavery, we came from abuse, we came from sexual abuse, we came from all that. Magic was used to protect people. Magic is used to protect kids. Magic is used to protect the senior citizens. Magic is used to protect people, to keep ugly, negative, evil people from hurting somebody else that did not deserve to hurt. So when you come to doing dark magic, dark rituals for evil intentions, it's not going to work. It's actually going to backfire. In order for you to be like Papa Legba, you would have to be spiritually ranked in order for that type of magic to happen. Or you could do magic. If you were the type of person that did magic, it could have worked on somebody that was low vibrational, like because a low vibrational person's going to do dark magic. They lack self-awareness, insecurity, jealousy, envy, competitiveness, that those are the people that do that. um and again, those are people that just are very not innocent but just unaware of the world. What is dopamine, dopago? Let's see, what are you putting in your body? What are you putting in your body to bring you happiness? What is this? What is this dopamine? What's bringing you happiness? Oh wow. We got a dark horse. A dark horse. Mysterious hidden potential. Unexpected wins. Overcoming obstacles. Move in silence. True abilities come to light. Underestimated skills. What is this? Proving doubters wrong. Nobody thought you would succeed. Dopamine, go. Again, this is in order for you to find happiness within yourself, to be on this unicorn. It is saying become mysterious, hidden, look for your hidden potential. There's unexpected wins coming your way. You have to overcome obstacles. You move in silence. Your true abilities come to light. Underestimated skills. Proving doubters wrong. And nobody thought you would succeed. Mm. We got questions. Questions. This says rest, quiet, calm, inner peace, serene, tranquil spirit. A temporary pause is needed. A temporary pause is needed. You can re-emerge when ready. And this one says grounded and celestial. Grounded and celestial. And then this last one says we have an evil clown here. Somebody here is an evil clown. An evil clown, bully, mean jokes, devalued, humiliation. See, these are people that like to do things like that. This is what they look like in real life. Those people that like to bully, they like to gossip, they like to talk about other people. This is what you really look like. This is what they look like. You need to go fix your makeup. I mean, let's see. All right, let me clear this off the board, and we are going to tap in on a spiritual note. Let's see what the spiritual message is for you. We have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles. Anything that you do from this present moment and from now on, it has to be reciprocal. Um, are you are you getting back what you're putting out there? I mean, if you're negative mindset, negative thoughts, negatively focused, are you getting back the same energy? Or are you working to be a good person, to balance your life, to heal, to grow, to evolve? Is that same energy being reciprocated back to you? Because you are what you attract. What is the Six of Pentacles spirit? Yeah, Five of Swords. The mental mind games. The mental mind games. Whether this is you or somebody in your energy that's playing with these manipulative mind games with you, there comes a times when these mind games get played out. When I was a child, I thought as a child. Now that I am older, I have to start thinking as an adult. Sometimes people are so immature, childish, and you look at them type of people like it's not like you want to question what's their problem, but it's a sense of pittiness, right? Because you pity a person that's immature, childish, goofy, like, and then you got to question, like, why do you do the things that you do? Because I mean, the people that make a fool of themselves, it's so sad, right? But again, they like to wear. Again, people don't understand what they're doing. Sometimes they don't. For a childish, immature person, they don't recognize what they're doing. But either way, it's pitiful because they end up looking like this. They look just like this. And then, you can't feel sorry for a person, but you pity a person that's acts and behaves in that types of manner, you know. Can't fix them, you can't change them. So the only thing you can do is just, I pity you for not being mature, not growing up, not changing, not evolving. Um, but again, that reflection is not on me. That's a reflection of who you are. And I look like this and you look like that. Big difference. Do you see what I mean? Big difference. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. What is the Page of Swords in reverse? What is this Page of Swords in reverse? Justice to the Eight of Wands. Page of Swords in reverse to the Justice to the Eight of Wands. Somebody here, somebody here is trying to deny, or I would say deflect, a situation to where the truth is coming out in the situation. Somebody's trying to deflect the truth. Again, somebody here, somebody here is trying to deflect the truth. The clown is trying to deflect the truth. So whether or not you have pity for a person, you're the person that looks at another person like you pitying them. That person is trying to deflect the truth. Whether or not you know the truth, you heard about the truth, you see the truth, you really, it's almost like, don't forgive yourself for playing a part in these types of people's lives. But when you walk away, you know, it's like there's no coming back from how you made yourself look to me, you showed it, you know what I'm saying, you showed me who you are. I believe it. And I'm gonna go work on me and be the best person and successful. Wow, I leave you behind looking like this. Nothing, no hard feelings, no ill feelings. But if I wanted to go see this, I would go to a circus. Okay, collective. What else? Mm-mm-mm. The Emperor. So listen, sometimes I gotta take control back. I gotta call my power back. Sometimes I gotta stand on business for me, because the only person that's going to make the decisions to be successful, to have love, to feel love, to be stable, to build, or anything, it's me. And sometimes, even if you're feminine, masculine, sometimes you really have to stand in this emperor energy in regards to your life. When people come into your life and there's a sense of immaturity. People know the difference between right, wrong, good, and bad. People know what they're doing when they're doing it. So if anybody has done something to you that you just can't understand why, that person, place, or thing, they knew what they were doing when they did it. There was a reason behind that. Again, sometimes you gotta have pity for that person. But again, in order for you to have success, fulfillment, happiness, joy, freedom, it all begins with you taking control, calling your power back, and standing on business in regards to the direction you want to move in life. What is the okay? The Seven of Pentacles, and I'll clarify the Seven of Pentacles. Let me see what the Seven of Pentacles is. The Moon and the Sun. sometimes it doesn't need sometimes you could be the type of person that likes to tell your business. Stop telling your business. um Spirit is saying to move in silence and let your accomplishments show the direction that you are moving in your life. Sometimes people will, when you tell your business, people will hate, people will be envious, people will be jealous of what they know you have going on. Sometimes it's best to move in silence and let your accomplishments speak louder than words. Eight of Swords. See what I said? Eight of Swords. This is almost like you telling your business to somebody and then that person using that same business against you in some sort of fashion. Page of Wands to the Eight of Swords. Yeah. This is when you tell your business of you sharing what you have going on in your world, right? People will turn around and use that against you, and they'll use it against you to make you feel some type of way. So it's better, just keeping your business to yourself. If you're the type of person that likes to talk, that likes to gossip, that likes to da 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 da, right? The only thing people are going to do is they're going to have leverage to hold that against you. How many times did we find out something that another person did to us that gave me and you the leverage now? Now I can hold that person accountable, right? Because the person was not able to be a man or woman and stand on business, have character, have morality, have esteem, have confidence. They had to be a whole this, right? That's my leverage now. No, you cannot be a part of my life because, again, if I wanted to go to a circus, I would. What else, Spirit? That's right, Collective. King of Pentacles energy. Baby, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, right? King of Pentacles is standing big on business. The King of Pentacles is not going to entertain anything less than what he deserves, he or she deserves. The King of Pentacles is going to stay grounded. The King of Pentacles is going to have a positive direction in the movements forward in regards to success, stability, a foundation, a family, the career, things like that. The King of Pentacles is passionate, and the King of Pentacles is protective. The King of Pentacles is like, you know what I'm saying? I can spend a few here, but I know like I'm good. There's no fears of being broke or being in poverty or things happening to you. Because when you get it's like um when you get your mind right and you focus on the things that you truly love to do, not what everybody else expects you to do or have their opinions about what you should be doing, but when you get into this mode of doing what you love to do, there's nothing that can keep anybody, any person, place, or things to stop you from accomplishing everything in life that you want to create, anything that you want to do. You want the family, you'll be grounded, you'll have discernment, you'll be stable enough to build a family. Sometimes people move recklessly. They jump into partnerships, relationships, get these jobs and they do things on this frivolous idea that things are going to work out for them. I would like to ask each and every one of you, how has that worked out for you thus far? The Magician. The first time you experienced learning how to ride a bike, what was it like, right? When you got on the first time you rode a bike, what happened? You fell, right? Instantly, that was the moment you felt fear of getting back on that bike to ride it again. Did it stop you from getting back on that bike to learn how to ride it? And most of us, mostly all of everybody in the world, we've encountered that experience. But if you remember where you learned how to ride a bike and you had to get over fear, in this present moment, if we were to take the example of learning how to ride a bike, why can't we use that same experience in our present moment? The magician, you have all the tools to manifest the life that you always wanted, to have the things that you've always dreamed of, the goals. Society and the world is so quick to judge. There's people that always tell us that what we're doing is wrong or we're not doing enough or to make us feel some type of way. And then we start questioning our fears, right? Fear is just an illusion. It is just that thought to where we're feeling insecure, we're feeling avoidant. We don't want to face the truth. We don't want to take this risk and we don't want to have faith that things are going to work out. Let me do things the opposite way because of discouragement. Whether or not you've had a sense of people, places, and things that have discouraged you, tell me, when has that stopped you from still pursuing the best part of you? If you have, then you've already said you're already telling me that you've given up on life. You're already telling me that you truly don't want success. You're really telling me that you don't want your dreams to manifest. You're really telling me that, you know, eh, it's almost like you're telling me you're ready to tap out. And there's so many other things beautiful in life. I will share this with you guys, family and friends, right? In my 20s, I did a lot of traveling, right? I had a lot of people pay my way to travel all down south, all over. And I was able to go to like New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Colorado, things like that. I went to some places to where I went to, what is this, Rio Doso, New Mexico, where you go like so many feet under the earth, right? Um, who would have ever thought that I would be under the earth and when I was in my 20s? You know what I'm saying? Taking that long elevator down there, going through the caves, seeing the bat, the bat poops, and walking a trail of how the earth was formed, right? Underneath it. Um, how beautiful it is to experience things in life like that. It's called Carlsbad Caverns, is where I went. It's in New Mexico. That's where I went. Um, I went to Austin, Texas. There's the hot springs in Austin, Texas, right? And it's over there by like these hills. It's like forest and everything like that. Who would have thought that, in these present moment, I seem to forget in the where I'm at and not recognize that there's so many other beautiful places in this world. There are so many beautiful things that I can do when I stop focusing on what's going wrong in my life, but what is actually going right. I woke up this morning. I get to make a choice. I get to go to work. If I want to go to the store and buy something, I have food to eat. I have hot water. I'm not killing myself. I'm not giving up, but I keep fighting. I keep fighting for another day, another opportunity, another chance at accomplishing my goals, my dreams. Can anything come between me and my dreams and my goals? No. I have faith and I believe in a power greater than myself that's going to guide me. I listen to my intuition. I question my discernment. I mean, come on now. I just don't allow people, places, just anybody to come into my life and distract me from anything that I want to do. My question to you is, why do you keep allowing people, places, and things that look like this to come into your life? These are the same people that be playing on your heartstrings, telling you they love you. These are people that'll make you wait for certain things. These are people that tell you one thing and do another. These are people that'll keep you financially strung down. These are people that causes emotional block. These are people that come in and use you and abuse you, reject you, cheat you, lie to you, gossip about you. Why are you entertaining these people? Silence is the key and walking away. Because now you're going to make a person understand how you showed up in their lives and the impact of walking away. Ace of Pentacles, baby, say that there. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is not always about money. It's when you walk by faith and not by sight. It is when God gives you the gift of discernment, when God gives you the gift of clairvoyance, when God gives you the gift of healing, when God gives you the gift of being stable, when God gives you the gift of being around like-minded people, when God gives you the gift of different opportunities to come into your life and make your life better, when God gives you the gift of getting through these obstacles and adversity, when God gives you the gift of making things happen to your life, when God gives you the gift of making you stronger, when God gives you the gift of encouraging you, when God gives you the gift of making your faith just a little bit wiser, when God gives you the gift to see people, places, and things for what they actually are, baby, that's the Ace of Pentacles. That's your spiritual inheritance. It's not always about money. The money will come because you've been gifted your spiritual inheritance. Sometimes God sends angels in your life. Y'all don't see these angels, but they are here. They walks amongst us. When you come across an angel and that angel has a spiritual message for you, uh, I would suggest you take heed to the again, the Empress, High Priestess, Empress. Hello? When God uses different people, and it's to deliver a message to you. And it's something, that message is something used to help heal you, guide you, love you, encourage you, discipline you, structure you, so you can be a better person. The High Priestess, the High Priest is a reflection of the Empress and the Emperor. When you can master your masculine and your feminine energy, when you can let go and let God, when you move solely on faith, not by sight, when you let go of superficiality and work on, when you cross over to the spiritual world, what you taking with you, that's the Ace of Pentacles. Mm. Oh, Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands, confirmation. So some of you are feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Some of you are still in the present moment holding on to pain that what's really bothering you, huh? It's your mind, your emotions. That's what's bothering you right now? Okay. Well, tell me, being in your thoughts and your emotions, tell me, how are you moving forward from that? What's the solution? What are you going to do differently? If you've already recognized you've made some wrong choices already, what are you going to do different? What's the right choice you can make? Huh? Because to any problem is a solution. And if you're this person that's watching my channel and you're this, right, you need to come up with a solution. And I'm not going to help you come up with a solution because you need to find that within yourself. The answers come from within, not external. It's all internal. The reflection of you is the internal self. How you feel on the inside is going to show on the outside. And people see, people know, people understand, people believe. You can't fake the funk for too long. And sometimes when people wear masks, baby, that mask gotta fall. You gotta wash your face sometimes. And baby, don't take that mask off around the wrong person because you're gonna be exposed. All right. Anything else? Ace of Swords. You're gonna be exposed. Collective, if you're in your dark shadow self, I would be mindful of what you're doing. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna know it. And I'm going to speak it. So I suggest you not do it. Even if you think about it, I need you to change your thoughts. I need you to focus on something for you, not anybody else. What's going on with you? It's not about anybody else. It's about you. You are the squirrel trying to get another nut. You're not over here competing with other squirrels. A rose flower doesn't compete with a lily and a tulip and a violet. No. They focus on themselves and they grow to be beautiful. Another squirrel does not fight for another squirrel's nut. They go out there and they work. An ant, they work together as a group to collect, to harvest. Every every source that moves in the universe, it does not focus on what the other source is doing. It's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So now, this question to you. Are you focused on what you are doing? Are you focused on what other people is doing and making that a reflection of you? The devil. You are. You are. You are. Let's call a spade a spade. You are. And I'm not saying this for my family and friends, but this could be the people that's currently in your energy. Current somebody even in my energy watching me. Maybe you can't grow. If I'm a rose and you're a tulip, we're not going to grow the same. We're not going to, you can't feed me the same way and expect to be shining beautiful like me. If I'm a rose and you're a tulip, baby, you need the right type of soil, fertilization, the right type of watering, the right type of light in order to grow. And again, what my fertilizer and soil may not help you grow, it may cause you to wither. So I would be mindful of you comparing yourself to, if you're a lily, a rose, a tulip, and your source, that's the source that you need to be operating from. Don't step out of alignment with how you're supposed to be operating. This is why the Most High, the universe, created you specifically. It wasn't to compete, compare, to choose people, places, and things. The universe teaches us that we choose ourselves. Everything has a function in the world for how it's supposed to work. Whether you're good, you're evil, you're up, you're down, you're left, you're right, everything has to have a balance. But again, you have to be for you. You can't be for anybody else. You can't be a part of anybody else's world. You can't force that because that person has to be for themselves. When you intertwine, you call it love. You call it, we're going to, you call it a dream. You call it goals. You call it opportunity. No, it takes you to be whole within yourself to get with somebody else that's whole. And then you two come together. And that's why your Ten of Pentacles is in reverse. How are you going to win when you're not right from within? And then you get with other people that are on the same frequency. Can we say it's a lose-lose situation? The purpose of life is to find your own path, be in your own destiny, your own journey. We may not know what's ahead of us, but the good thing about it is that we get to travel down that road. And anyone that comes into our lives, whether they stay or they go, it was part of the journey that we were all meant to walk by ourselves. And then as you get older, you become wiser. When you get older, you become this emperor, empress energy because you've experienced the highs and the lows. You've been through the obstacles. You've been through the storms. You've been through the adversity. You've been through the rejection. You've been through the cheating. At a young age, at a young mindset, at an immature mindset, you don't get anywhere. You feel impoverished. You feel bankrupt. You feel disheartened. You question the world. You question your identity. You face more fears and insecurities and avoiding of so many things. Okay, well, you got to get through it. And even if it's karma, you reap what you sow, you give what you get. Let that be a learning lesson. You just can't do what you want to do. You have a specific journey that needs to be fulfilled, and if you go off of that journey, you have consequences to pay for. Anything else before I close this out? The Fool. The journey. We may not know what the journey looks like. No matter how old you are, it doesn't mean that, life is over because you turn a certain age. This means at any moment, any chance, at any time, all it is a sense of changing the mindset, changing the heart, which is going to give you a new beginning. Yes, you're going to have to do some healing. Yes, you're going to have to face what hurt you. Yes, you're going to have to face what challenged you. Yes, you're going to have to face that adversity. Yes, you're going to have to face being alone. Yes, you're going to have to face being broke. Yes, you're going to have to face losing a loved one. Yes, you're going to have to face it. And no matter how hard you deny it, you don't want to face it, it's just going to build up. It's going to be like that soda can effect, right? Where you keep avoiding, you keep avoiding, you keep avoiding, you keep avoiding, and then boom, it's going to be an explosion and you're not going to be ready for it. So, the Fool is your journey. It is a new beginning. Are you aware that you have these people in your energy? Or are you still entertaining the circus? All right, collective. I hope that this could help you. I'm not sure who this reading is for, but family, friends, whether you're good, bad, I'm down, whoever you are in life. This is a judgment-free zone. Forgiveness is key in this situation. Not forgiving the other person, but forgiving yourself, and making the changes. Really deciding for yourself in this moment. Are you ready to change? Are you ready to, make whatever it is, the destination you want to get to? Are you ready to make the sacrifice of letting go of what no longer serves you? And focusing on your journey, your path, and the destination that you want to go. So I will record some more videos on my channel. I love each and every one of you. I respect each and every one of you. And again, I'm not perfect. I still go through things too. I still go through them, but they're learning. I get through them, and no matter what, every time I go through the storm, there's always a blessing at the end of it. Um, so again, stay positive, stay upbeat, stay encouraged, stay grounded, stay disciplined, stay structured. And if you're not there, you get the opportunity to learn and work on those types of things. So I will see y'all in my next video on YouTube. You guys have a great night.